So think about it like this. If a woman is going to reject you because she's just not into you from the get-go, no matter what, she's going to reject you no matter what you say, whether you're upfront or play games, okay?
We're going to do a little video response to this, and this is her video she just put out recently. It said, men play hard to get at your own risk.
So think about it like this. If a woman is going to reject you because she's just not into you from the get-go, no matter what, she's going to reject you no matter what you say, whether you're upfront or play games, okay?
That right there is a complete lie. She will reject you if you are upfront or if you play games, right? Her logic is saying, all right, if a girl's going to reject you, whether you're upfront or you play games, then again, right, there's nothing to lose. You may as well be upfront. But here I am sitting here going, that's a lie, because I have sat here, done so many experiments to entertain myself, and I could go, I have the exact same online dating pictures, the exact same profile, and I go, I'm going to play it like a simp, and I'm going to message her in that way. Boom, ghosted, nothing. Okay, versus me going, I'm going to play games and know how it's done. Boom, it works. Okay, I've done this so many different times. I've experimented in so many different ways to figure out what is going to work. And there's a huge difference, because if my online dating pictures are exactly the same and a girl matches with me, and the way that I play it, either I play games or I am upfront with her, hey, you're really cute, I think we should go on a date. And I play it that way, and I test it out, and I just kind of see where it goes. Every single time playing games works. Every single time. Every single time. In fact, the only times being upfront with a woman would work is if you are deemed as high enough status that she basically just is okay with a guy revealing his feelings. She's still like interested enough with the rest of the part. So maybe if Leonardo DiCaprio is like, hey, you know what, Georgia? I'm pretty into you. And you're like, dang, Leonardo DiCaprio, he's such a player. Only on those very rare circumstances would him going, hey, I'm going to tell you how I feel, I'm going to be upfront, would that maybe work? Only in those super rare experiences. But any guy, any normal guy that plays it up front versus reserved and keeping his status and playing like the masculine game, any average guy, he's done with in today's world because of social media, because of online dating, because of frat parties, because of all the ways that women can meet a bunch of men. They're just not attracted to that. They've experienced too many men that now any guy that gives them the boring vibes, they're done with, period. So she will reject you if you're upfront or play games. Totally untrue. Now, if you are going to be, if you are, how do I say it? Maybe the 350-pound guy that has zero social skills, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it has zero. You're right. She'll reject you either way, but that's simply because she wouldn't have given that guy a chance either way. But if you meet the threshold and she's like, I'll give this guy a chance. If you play games versus if you're straightforward, every single time playing games is the better strategy. Every single time.
Easy. Done. Right, let's say that a woman is interested in you. Be upfront with her, because then at least you know that her attraction to you and desire to want to be with you is based on real things and not based on because you were buffing up your, sense of popularity and being sought after. So by being upfront, you might...
All right, so... All right, again. Basically, she's sugarcoating. Georgia, you're better than this, by the way. You have the logic. I've seen it in the hypergamy video. You're better than this. Okay. Basically, she's just sugarcoating. You just got to be yourself. Like we've heard a million other times from the women that just want you to be yourself and reveal your feelings, so then they know exactly where you stand. And then it makes them feel comfortable because they're in control. So again, that's why it's not attractive, but maybe she wants to hear it just because she knows where she stands in. But it's not attractive. We have to listen to this last 6 seconds or so again.
Not based on because you were buffing up your, sense of popularity and being sought after. So by being...
Okay, so again, she's saying don't play games, guys. Don't play games because then you're never going to know if she was just into you because of the buffed up games you were playing or if she was into you for your personality. if you're saying that a man shouldn't buff himself up, which we all know that women are only attracted to men with high status, okay? So if a man shouldn't play it smart, if he shouldn't play it mysterious, if he shouldn't play it keep his status up, if he should just reveal all of his feelings, then if you're saying guys shouldn't buff him up because you know what, then the woman's not going to love him for who he is, then can we take the same logic? Never buff yourself up. Can we say that women should never wear makeup and women should never ever put a filter picture up on their Instagram, on their online dating profile? Because can't we agree that if a woman wakes up in the morning with no makeup on, right, that's her, okay? So can't we agree that a woman should not buff herself up either? You don't want a man to fall for you because of your makeup. He was attracted to you because of your makeup and all that, right? You want him to be attracted to you just for who you are. So giving this advice to men that status, don't play games, don't try to raise your status in that sense, right? Just be yourself, be upfront, tell her how you feel. That would be the equivalent of guys just going, yeah, ladies, stop wearing makeup, okay? Don't wear any makeup at all and don't take a single filtered picture. And just say, boom, do that, all right? Would women ever accept that? No, because they understand what men are attracted to and then they play that up with their features, right? Men are more attracted to that youthful and beauty and stuff like that. And all the things that women do, all the certain color of lipstick, like there's so much psychology around this about certain ways to get guys to notice them. All right, so if you want to claim, guys, just be yourself, don't play games, don't buff yourself up, then we'd like to see online dating profiles where women are completely natural, haven't worn anything of makeup and not a single filter. So guys can get to know that part of her too, straight up. All right, I just saw a little super chat here from Nico Greco. Nico Greco says, thank you, man. He says, Prince is 20 times wiser than Dr. Phil. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. Where are we at here?
Up front, you might actually dodge a bullet because you're going to luckily dodge the women who are only going to be attracted to you because you're playing that game. And you don't want to be with those sorts of women. As we discussed before, they're not looking at you for the right reasons, the reasons that will actually last. I mean, if you...
Now, this one is a warning. This one is huge. This one, I want to take note of for every guy to hear and understand. It's so important, I can't even talk until I open up my mango hard seltzer here. Okay. Hey, what's up, Chad Tyrone? Cool name. Yeah, welcome, man. All right, so this next one is important. In fact, since I just distracted you guys with my, new drink and all that, I want to replay this a little bit because guys have to hear this because this could be the difference between a life of misery and not. And it's actually opposite of what her logic is here.
Dodge the women who are only going to be attracted to you because you're playing that game. And you don't want to be with those sorts of women. As we discussed before, they're not looking at you for the right reasons, the reasons that will actually last. I mean,
Okay, so that right there. So she's saying, be straight up about your intentions. If you want marriage, you want a long-term commitment, you need to be straight up. Because if you don't, what you might do is you might waste your time on the wrong type of women that aren't into the commitment or the long-term marriage or family type idea, right? So she's saying it. And again, this is why this is so important. I have this labeled in the background of the chameleon act, right? This is what so many guys have to be wary of because I think about it completely opposite. I think about it in this way, all right? If you are a guy that says straight up, hey, I'm looking for marriage, I'm looking for a family, I want a girl that's ready for commitment, okay? To me, I would say that's a horrible idea for guys to do because what you might do is you might actually attract the wrong women. The chameleons, you're going to attract the type of women that maybe they have been on the dating scene for a while. They've been on the CC as we call it. and now they're ready to settle down, like we see from all the single mothers that are, 30 years old on online dating. So the women that are fine, they're ready, they know that biological clock is ticking. They have that race against time, okay? Those women, if they go on a date with a guy and the guy like leads it off by, hey, by the way, I want to just let you know up front to not waste each other's time. I'm looking for something serious. I'm looking for long-term. I'm looking for something like marriage, okay? That girl, if that's what she's looking for and she's not been able to find any guy that will commit to her, probably for good reasons, guys are not committing to her. Red flags and all that stuff. She hears this guy might be willing to commit, so now you get a woman that could put on a chameleon act, because what happens is in her eyes, this guy's attraction maybe is raised. She thinks she likes this guy more because she's like, oh, this is one of the few guys that's actually willing to commit and settle down with me. And oh, shoot, the wall's going to hit soon, blah, blah, blah. I better hurry up and latch on. So what, to me, a woman would be more likely to use that knowledge and fall in love with the idea of marriage, fall in love with the idea of a husband, fall in love with the idea of a wedding, which we know all women like the idea of that, but in reality, it doesn't play out that way. So what that will do is that will just be like, you're just like a dead carcass, and you're just advertising yourself to potential vultures that, hey, by the way, I'm ready to commit. So now those girls are going to play it differently than they would. They're not going to show the true colors they might have if that guy never brought up anything about his intentions. He never brought up anything about how he felt and all that. He would see more of what the real life version of her would be if he didn't put any labels on that. And you know what? Maybe a fair example of that would be, okay, let's say Georgia Free here. Let's just say that Georgia was going to go on a date with me, okay? She was going to go on a date with me. And on one hand, I was the guy that was the school teacher. The public school teacher, I'm looking for something serious, looking for a relationship, blah, 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 okay? I'm the same exact guy, right? I was that guy before, and now this is me, right? So if I took that profile, hey, I'm the public school teacher, I'm looking for something serious, looking for a family, blah, blah, blah. And I went on a date with Georgia Free, okay? And on the opposite end, Georgia Free and I went on a date, and she knew I was Adam from Texting Prince. She knew that I was a player. She knew that I had all these, games up my sleeve or whatever, or that I've obviously had experience with women. The way that she would play that on that date would be differently, because if she thought that I was a guy that was looking for marriage, on that first night, she might not go home and sleep with me. But if she didn't know that I had any expectations and we went on that date and she saw me as, oh, you're Adam from Texting Prince, she might just be like, oh, dang, all right, maybe we're having fun. Maybe I'll go back to this place and just see what happens, because maybe I won't get another chance with him. So she would treat me differently based on what I put out in front. So if I was actually looking for a serious relationship, I would definitely not want to put that out there on the table, because I know that she's going to behave differently. And then I might go, oh, dang, maybe she really is relationship material, because that's the mold she's performing for me at that specific time. So I would tell guys, never do that. Don't reveal your cards like that, because as most guys know, the more you reveal, the more ammo she has to use against you. And it's kind of sad to say it like that, but it's the truth. So definitely, that's got to be very, very careful for a lot of guys. I know so many guys that still, you guys know it. There's so many guys out there that it doesn't matter how many videos they see, they can still go, hey, I still think I want marriage, or I want the family at some point in my life, right? There's so many guys that can look at it, but we just know this, right? So it's very dangerous for a guy then to hear this from a girl's perspective going, just be straight up. Tell her that's what you want. You'll weed out the girls you don't want, but you'll only get the girls in your life that are the good, genuine women that you want. And it's like, no, that's not true. That's probably how a lot of divorces happen. And I'm not saying that women in that situation go in going, well, I'm just going to get with this guy so I can get the wedding and then I'm going to divorce him. No, of course not. But women will trick themselves into the idea of, yeah, maybe I do like this guy more, because she knows in the back of her mind, he might actually commit to her. So then she's like putting on more of this act. Does she really like this guy? Not really, but he could be a future husband, all that. She literally changes. She gives him like more like, normally I wouldn't be attracted to that, but this guy might be my future husband, right? So she doesn't actually see clearly and she doesn't actually see if she's actually attracted to that guy. All that other stuff gunks it up, and then you get these people that marry, and then all of a sudden we say the bait and switch. You get married, and then the woman that you thought you were dating is different because you went in telling her exactly what you were looking for and a wife and all that stuff. She puts that in her mind, and she's like, okay. Oh, he likes a guy that can cook. Well, hey, did you know that maybe she cooked you this really nice meal and said, hey, I know how to cook, but she only learned how to cook one meal specifically because she knew that you were looking for somebody that was willing to cook. And maybe she had every intention in the back of her mind, like, well, if he did marry me and I'd be a good wife and I'd cook for him, maybe she had those intentions. But again, the reality is once she gets the ring, once you guys commit, then she starts to go, well, shoot, I'm not interested in that. Oh, I don't like how he's playing it. I don't like how he's revealing all of his feelings to me. So she has no motivation to be like, well, I want to spoil him. I want to learn to cook for him. I want to do all this stuff. Again, the reality is different. I'm not saying women go into it with the idea to trick, but if you lead with that, you're going to potentially attract a lot of the wrong women. And the difference is, if you go in and you don't give your feelings, maybe you attract certain women that never wanted something serious, in which case for me, right? Great. But in that case, right, all you did is wasted a little bit of time. The worst mistake you can make is actually getting a woman to buy in and you think she's something that she's not because she's putting on an act to be the wife she's auditioning for. And then you marry her and it's not the wife that she was, auditioning as. It was just the idea, and now things are different. That is much more devastating because that can literally ruin a guy's life. That can send his life off the deep end versus the other one, maybe you waste a little bit of time. Big deal. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share the video, but definitely subscribe.